Hello, it's the 4th of January 2023. Happy New Year, everyone. And, I haven't gotten much rest um, in the last months of 2022. But it doesn't mean that I don't wish anybody else to not have the rest that you deserve, to have the break and the parties that I will not begrudge you. It's just me, it was my decision to finish the long-standing work that I was doing, so I will not lose the momentum. And because I'm truly, truly looking forward to a break, um, when somehow it's for me it's more fun and it's more restful to have to not to deal with any looming difficulties and long-standing um, what do you call that personal matters as well as legal matters, but that's just me. So I want to use this opportunity to pay tribute to the channels, YouTube channels that I have been. I was a constant liker, constant, um, constant tuner. Um, somehow I really feel guilty, but because that is the only um, contribution that I could give these content creators, even though what they put in my work, value for value, um, has propelled me to the here and now. So it's really with thankfulness and appreciation that I own up, I admit to pushing the subscription, pushing the live. I was a constant likers, and I would some clips I would download so that I could watch them if I don't have the internet connectivity, so that I could pass the time productively, and that especially that if I am confronted by confusion and with critical decision making on my part, I I would watch different on the subject matter. I would watch um, YouTube channels with various or conflicting perspectives, so that I would be helped with the pros and cons. So I was thinking back then that I would truly, truly like to show my appreciation for how um, the information that I was getting, and like with Jeff, the warm ups and the exercises that I was benefiting uh, because of my current status. Only my I could only like each of the uh, channel, each of the video that I am most happy about, and I can only share. And I want to own up to being, to writing some content creators time from time to time, but most especially last August, I was able to um, write and send videos tentatively to various law tubes, um, lawyers on the internet, and hopefully, I was praying that one of them would somehow take a chance and get back to me. But as it turned out, for various reasons, understandable, um, there was no response, and that I could not, uh, I have not received any um, reactions, responses um, to from some of them. But and now it doesn't mean that because I have unsubscribed. I want to explain that. It doesn't mean that I have lost confidence over the channel, and that I am, you know, dissatisfied or somehow something happened. It's just that um, at this point in time, what I need is a real personal legal advice, which um, if at this point in time I am misguidedly um, look upon an information as and speculate that truly um, that question and answer was also relevant to me, that will be helpful to me, it is my own folly actually. It is my own mistake, which I cannot attribute to anybody because nobody has come out saying that this is for you, Clarice, this is for you, Clarissa talaga, and this is in response to what you have written the email address that you have seen on my YouTube channel written. So everything that results from the videos that I watch will come out like speculation and crazy, wrongly attributing the question and answer as in a personal response to the questions that I have sent via email. So it can get confusing, and from here on, because the pandemic situation is easing off, and that it will allow person to person conversation, and that the proceedings will somehow be a little, I think, a little bit faster because of the learning from the pandemic, when um, so much of the traditional mode of conducting business had been transferred online. So now we have hybrid, and I think they can work together. There's a paradigm shift. There's a new system in place where the electronic uh, will um, have its own legitimacy and validating the effect from the online and the electronic means of conducting business, as well as the personal. And so, any mistake that I will make will be my own, because it does not come from any one source. As a matter of fact, I have unsubscribed, but it doesn't mean that I am not thankful or grateful, or because in times past, I know that my number could somehow added to the number of views, to the number of likers. Um, each time that I don't skip the advertisement, those are the only things that I could think of to show my appreciation. But at this point in time, um, in the coming days, I truly hope to make my appreciation not generic, but directly through this video, of course, through this broadcast. I would like to name those special content providers who have allowed me to do some background work to what's here and now. So yeah, that's it. I have probably, I don't know if they would even um, notice that I have not subscribed, or I have stopped watching, and it could be interpreted as something If it is me, if it were me, and a longtime follower had suddenly dropped out of the radar, I would think to myself, did I do something wrong? Did I offend, or uh, my content had suddenly been offensive, or cause dissatisfaction? This is my way of addressing that, because it does not. It's just that I am avoiding confusion, um, as I speak and personify my thoughts, my actions, and I seek legal representation to be able to assert for my civil rights. Any mistake that I make, I don't want it to be associated and attributed to anybody, to somebody, just because I might have that um, vulnerability, wherein I would come across as grasping at straws to say that, oh my gosh, probably what this lawyer, what this attorney that I know had said on his broadcast, it was for me, and that I have to heed his advice, which is not an advice, which is like, what I'm doing is in response to the answer to the question that I had written about the email. So I'm avoiding that. That's why um, I needed a big gap, because as I speak and as I represent myself, um, they come out what I, you know, um, the background and how I will present myself now comes from various sources, and that it is not coming from one school of thought, and that um, you know that it can um, infringe on the privacy of the family or personal relationship, or the, we don't want to be associated unduly and undeservedly to a certain person that we have not seen, we have not talked with in person, we have not had a chance to spend time with, diba? So, um, yun, it's truly a very difficult river to navigate, and I hope that after the break, I hope that I could somehow go back to watching, and and make my appreciation and my gratitude um, in a more meaningful way, other than be constant liker and share. That's it. So I hope that that answers some questions about the ungrateful Clarice, the busy and ungrateful Clarice, or the one who has used I used and discard, um, which is, I don't think it's fair, because other viewers, other patrons, because they can afford, they send super chat. Yeah, and I am so thankful that so many can afford um, to give those kinds of concrete appreciation for the contents that they're watching. So somehow, what I cannot do so because of my current situation, some others are not constrained by the same constraint that I am resolving at this time. So this is yours truly, Clarissa Talapa.